Hi guys, it's Blackie from Shaman's Forge Bushcraft. Today I want to talk to you about axes for taking to the field. As you know, I love my Kukri, but there are times when axes serve their purpose, and I own several, and I'd like to talk about them. First one is my big canoe axe. Now this is a Hudson Bay type axe, about arm's length. And I use this one as a canoe axe, so I don't have to carry the weight. But it's very good for felling trees, timber, and stuff like that in a bushcraft survival situation. I could build a cabin with it, but that's a lot of work for something this big. For that, I'd want a much heavier axe, or a chainsaw if I could get it. But this rides quite well in a canoe with the object of, when I get there, I'm going to need to split wood, bust wood, etc., winter camp, etc. That's when this axe, really shines, and I use it a lot. Now, the head's about 1¼ pounds, something like that, maybe 1.5 pounds. Narrow profile, good sharp edge, wide beard, so it slices in cleanly. Sorry about the aircraft noise, but I am next to a large helicopter base. Whenever you chop with this, the technique is to raise it straight up over your head and then accelerate down. Typically, people want to bring it way back over the head like this. That's good for a killing stroke, but it requires a lot of effort. Bring it straight up, slam it down. Straight up, slam it down. Slide out, slam it down. So from head on, I swing out, come down, swing out, come down. That's my technique for chopping with a good size axe. Now, this axe rides hooked to a pack, it rides in a canoe, things like that. Again, it's a chopping wood splitting axe when I'm doing a big job and I want a big tool to do the job. The handle could be replaced in the field. It would be a lot of work, but it could be. The eye is fairly narrow, but I could probably do it. Now, the next one, let's go to the opposite end. This is a small marbles belt axe. I've had this for quite a while, and it's my favorite craft axe. Now, what does that mean? A lot of times when I'm looking for walking sticks, things like that, I'm looking for that ball head of the root. This is the one I prefer to carry. I also like it for pounding tent stakes and for sitting in here very precisely chopping to do spoons, bowls, kuskas, things like that. That's when this axe really shines. It takes a razor sharp edge, and it's just a scandy grind flat wedge. It also makes a very good splitting wedge, and I've used it like that several times. It's small, it's light, the whole thing probably weighs maybe 2 pounds, and it will slide into my bedroll when I'm taking just a blanket rolled up. Now, back in my living history days, I would carry a tomahawk like that, and that's what this served the purpose of to me. It's heavy enough to be a good chopper, but it's small enough to be easily carried on a belt or something like that. And for that, that's where this shines. This is my light duty, making kindling, stuff like that. If you don't like the Kukri idea, this would be a good choice for a similar chopper. Now, this is a cold steel trail hawk. If I was going to be dropped in the middle of nowhere with one chopping tool, and it couldn't be a Kukri, this is what I'd take. Now let me qualify that statement. It's based on a design from the pioneer days, 1700s. The handle can be easily fabricated. The head can easily be taken off the hawk and used as a skinning tool, as a chopping tool, as a slicing tool. I can use this as a knife if I've got to. I keep it that sharp. So it's a good tool. It also has a great big eye, and it's easy to fabricate from a piece of hickory or whatever, a handle to go into it. That would not be the case with that marbles. I know you probably can't see it, but it's triple fullered to fit into a very specific head. This would be a nightmare to take off and fit in the field. It's very solid and robust, but I wouldn't want to have to fabricate that handle. This would be my first choice because I can easily make a handle. It serves multiple functions with a hammer pole on the back for hammering, busting up rocks, harvesting nuts, shellfish, making traps, whatever. That's what this shines. And that's the reason our ancestors preferred this kind of design back in the colonial time. They would ship just the head, and then the handles would be made locally. A lot of times when you went into a trade post, you just bought the head, and then you went out and found a tree and made your own handle. So, they're a good flat edge. They take a good edge. As far as, let me clarify that. Sorry guys. They're a good thin blade, and they take a very good edge. They don't come that sharp from the factory, but like I told you on my Kukri thing, you've got a bevel back here. Start with that with a file and plan it out. Sharpen one just like you sharpen a Kukri. Look at my Kukri video to get an idea how. And you can make one shaving sharp. Now, axes are a really good addition, especially in the winter when you're having to chop big wood to stay warm. You're trying to split wood to get to the inner surface. The reason that we split wood is when you look at the rings of a tree, they're concentric rings. You know that. But what you don't realize is that as this tries to burn, that concentric ring acts like a vapor barrier. So as the fire is working its way through this one, it can't get this one to burn. When I slice it, it exposes, like opening an orange, all those areas and lets those wood gases come out to burn. So wood burns more efficiently, generating more heat, less smoke. And when you're trying to stay warm by a fire in the dead of winter, that's important. Now the guys in the Pacific Northwest, Canada, Alaska, and all of that will tell you the value of an axe, because trying to keep warm with stuff you pick up and bust by hand, you're going to be doing a lot of work. Unless you're next to one huge beaver lodge, you're going to be doing a lot of work. An axe makes that job much, much easier. Now, how does this apply to our bushcraft world? I recommend you get an axe to have in the vehicle. Practice with it, learn to split wood with it. There are lots of tutorials on the web on how proper technique, how to chop, and etc. I won't bore you with that. But get you an axe and work with it. For field carry, I like this one. Now I've got rendezvous axes that are handmade, things like that I carried back in the day. Still got them, and they're cherished memories, and they're up on my wall. And I take them out occasionally. This is my knock-around hawk. And when I'm going to be out and I want to use a hawk, that's my first choice. Hope this gives you some ideas, guys, on gear and ways to utilize it. I'm Blackie for Shaman's Forge Bushcraft, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.